What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Today is Friday. Hopefully your sales are going well. So far this week, been having some pretty good sales, so we're gonna go over those. If you haven't been with us before, my name is Joe. Just your average Joe here, reselling, doing my thing here in my garage. I've been doing this for full time 8 years ish now. But I've been selling on eBay and reselling stuff on eBay since 2000, my college years, long time. So appreciate y'all hanging out. Don't have a whole lot to cover like normal. I just kind of shoot from the hip and top of my head. This is all raw, unedited, and that's how we do around here. So hopefully you enjoy it. Like I said, we're gonna go over some sales, see what we got. I'm a video behind right now, so I'm gonna post my video from yesterday today, and then the one from today tomorrow, and then tomorrow I probably won't be on because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so I don't think there's going to be many yard sales. There wasn't a lot of yard sales out there today either. Typically, I go sourcing yard sales Friday and Saturday once yard sale season is in full effect, which it is here in North Carolina. So it really wasn't much up on Marketplace that I saw, so nothing really popping today. So not a lot going on as far as that goes, or sourcing anything really today. I do still have the items I did not get to from last week. So my goal, since today is going to be kind of more of a down day, and possibly even tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and get all that stuff up and get myself caught up, and maybe even put up some of those video games I've always talked about in my emergency pile, since I'm pretty much, I think I'm down to like 20 items left until I start getting into those items, which I don't really mess with much. But anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully it's nice, the weather's good in your area, and you get to go yard selling tomorrow or even today. Fridays, don't sleep on Fridays, guys. Drop a little nugget done, y'all. You know, if you're full-time, part-time, or whatever, if you got Friday off, or if you're doing this full-time and this is what you do, if you don't try to go out on Fridays, man, I highly recommend it. Obviously today's not much going on because it's kind of overcast, crummy, and then we got a storm coming through tomorrow, and Sunday's supposed to rain all day tomorrow and Sunday, supposedly. So not a whole lot happening today, but typically Fridays, Fridays typically have some sales happening. I sometimes will hit up the flea markets on Fridays as well. But yeah, don't sleep on sourcing on Fridays. And typically yard sales that are open Friday and Saturday, I don't touch them on Saturday. Those yard sales I don't mess with on Saturdays. Same thing with sales that are open Saturday and Sunday. I don't touch them on Sunday. Now, there is also sourcing to be done on Sundays. There are some yard sales that do carry over to Sunday, or some people just have theirs for Sunday. That does happen too. So occasionally I'll go out sourcing on a Sunday as well, if that's the case. But normally if it's a 2-day sale, I hit it up the first day. I don't touch it the second day. So if it's a Friday, Saturday sale, I hit it up Friday. Don't mess with it Saturday. That's just me, because typically most pickers, resellers, are going to hit those sales. So there's not going to be a ton left over the second day. So yeah, that's about the little nugget I'll drop at you. Don't sleep on Friday and Sunday sale. Not so much Sunday, but definitely don't sleep on Friday sales. But like I said, not a lot going on. So I'm going to go over sales. I did have not another return, but I made a little mistake. Somebody had ordered those Nintendo controllers that I sent out yesterday. Apparently the guy bought the lot of 4 and he bought the lot of 2, because I had a lot of 4 and a lot of 2 up, and so he bought both of those lots. Well, it said repeat buyer, and it was the same screen name, so I just put them all together and I shipped them out. Well, he wanted them to go 4 go to one address and 2 go to another address, and I didn't see that, and he didn't send me a message for me to help me understand that that's what he was wanting. If he had sent me a message, I'd have gotten the message and been like, oh, okay, no problem, and I would have realized that it was 2 different addresses on there. Well, I just assumed, because this is the first time that's ever happened, I just assumed they're, just like every other time, I've assumed they're same address, same screen name, same person, going to the same place. I don't think that's a bad assumption or a dumb assumption. So ended up going to I ended up refunding them $10. We talked about it first thing this morning, and I was like, hey, how about you refund you $10? That way you can ship the package, the 2 to where they need to go. And he said that's more than fair, and so I sent them a partial refund, and that's that. So that's putting that customer service hat on, trying to figure out a solution for the customer. I owned it, and that's obviously my fault. At first, I'm like, well, I can only ship to the address that is on eBay, because he sent his first message was, did you not send it to the different address? I sent you a different address to send it to, and I was like, I didn't get any message from you. I was like, I can only send to the address that's on your eBay, so otherwise we're not protected. You would have to change the address before I send it. And he said, well, the one lot did, and the other lot, or each lot had a different address on them for where they needed to go to. So sure enough, I go in and I look, and I'm like, son of a beep, beep, beep. No way. Are you kidding? So again, first time for everything kind of thing. Anyway. So I was like, yep, that's my fault, man. I took screenshots of both of them, and I was like, well, I didn't know that you could even have two. I guess you can, but I just wasn't quite aware that you could have two separate addresses like that. I thought you'd have to update the address and then have me send it to whatever address you need me to. But anyway, he had two addresses set up on his email, on his eBay, and that was my fault. So anyway, let's get to sales. Gave him back $10, and that's that. So too easy fix. He was happy. So sales from Thursday to now. Again, I'm gonna be behind a day when you guys watch this, because I fell behind a day, but I caught up doing the video. I just didn't post it. So technically Friday today. You'll see tomorrow and Saturday. So, but today, Thursday to Friday. So today's Friday. We had 7 sales, which are still at that 1%, right? I need to be selling at least 1% of my items that are up. I got 650 items or 43 items up or something like that. I want to sell at least 6 items. So we're at 7 items sold for a total of $437.42. So not doing too bad. This week we're crushing it. And I'm going to say it's because we did the promoted listings and we did the markdown sale. I'm pretty sure and you see it every time, like promoted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of my 7 items sold through promoted listings. One of my items was a brand new item I just put up like last week from yard sale, and not technically last week, but it would have been the week before. And so that I didn't have any promo on, no nothing on. As I mentioned before, I only do those things on items that are typically 60 days or more. So kind of like my window is like 60 to 90 days, 60 plus days. I'll put the promotion on it and all that kind of, 5% promotion to get more eyeballs on it. So that one wasn't up for 60 days yet. So that one just sold straight out as is. I'll get to that. We'll get to that sale in a moment. But, yeah. So out of the 7, 6 sold either through promoted listing or discount sale or both. Yeah. So there's that. And anything more than 6 months, I try to aggressive 35% off. Let's get that thing out of here. So, first thing that sold, let's start. First thing that sold, $190, was a Sega Saturn. Don't sleep on Sega Saturns if you see them, man. They always go pretty well, and it's just the system and 2 controllers, and that's it. $190. Let's find it. Sega Saturn. Yes. Not any of those. Not any of those. Let's see. Oh boy. Let's put this up here now. Not that. Not that. Not that. Saturn. Where are you at, Saturn? There it is. So yesterday I did do a deal. I was supposed to do 2 deals yesterday, and I ended up not only getting one knocked out. The other guy, I think he's just a weird dude, a weird guy on Facebook. I think he's I don't know what his deal is, but I'm supposed to get a switch from one guy for it's about $450 worth of stuff, bundle on a switch for probably closer to 5 actually, like 480 or something like that. But we'll say about 475, and he was willing to take. He had it up for 300. I asked him if he'd take 250. He said yes. So it's about, like I said, about $480 worth of switch stuff. But then he ended up saying he had an emergency and he hasn't replied to any of my messages. His listing is still up, so it doesn't say pending or anything. And he hasn't looked at any of my messages, so I don't know what's going on with that. But hopefully I can still score that. I think I was the first one in on it, so hopefully he gets back with me. But either way, if not, it's whatever. And then I picked up a Xbox S white, Xbox One S white with a controller and a 2 gig hard drive for $50. The hard drive alone is $50. The Xbox will sell for about I'll put it up for like $139.99 or maybe even $149.99, $150, and you know, get an offer for like $130, $120, $130. So yeah, so there's that. So it goes back to flip to 100. I've said this before many times. Flip to 100. I should probably have a shirt. Flip to 100. One of my slogans. Anytime I go to, anytime I'm sourcing through Marketplace, obviously you want to flip to as much as you can, but I always I'm flipping to 100. If I'm going to go out, waste time, gas, this, that, you know, I got to make, you know, I got to flip it to 100. After it's all said and done, I may see $80 of it. So in that case, it was $50. The system alone will go for about 150-ish, and then the hard drive another 50. So $200, pretty simple. 2 items, basically, super easy. It looked pretty clean. Guy had a video of it working. The controller's a little janky, so luckily I've got Xbox controllers I can throw in with it, no big deal. I may just sell that controller possibly, or just throw it in with the bundle. But again, I already have I've got several Xbox One controllers, so I'll just throw it in, and that's it. So that's you know, too easy. So typically I like to get at least 2 controllers with the lot, but there wasn't a whole lot on yesterday, and I saw that and was like, let's go. It was enough to motivate me to go get it. It was close. So yeah, don't sleep on Marketplace, man. Marketplace. Lots of deals to be done on Marketplace. Lots of money to be flipped on Marketplace, that's for sure. A little hard to see, but Sega Saturn with 2 controllers, old school, and actually these are the gray ones too. I wasn't sure how well these were going to go. So I got the system. If I remember correctly, I bought the system for $40. The guy wasn't sure if it worked or not, and I was like, well, I'll take a shot for $40 because I can sell it for parts. It didn't have anything with it. It had just the power and the AV cord, and that was it. Actually, it didn't even have the AV cord. It had the old school RF adapter. So I knew I had an AV cord for it at home, and because I got a bunch of different stuff. And then I was like, well, as long as it works, I have stuff to test it. So I've got some games, I got controllers and things. So I fired it up, tested it out. It worked, red discs. So then I purchased two controllers on eBay for like $30 for the pair. So I'm in this for like $70. And then it sold for $190 plus shipping. So not too bad. Not a bad pickup. So next thing it sold was, I probably could have got away with just getting 1 controller, but yeah, I probably could have got away with getting just 1 controller, honestly, and only going in like $15 or $18 to get the controller. But there was a deal I saw for 2, so I just picked up 2. And like I mentioned before, in my experience, it really doesn't, like, I think I'm confident I still would have gotten 190-ish out of that with just 1 controller. And I mentioned that before. Typically, I just throw in 1 controller with stuff. Not to say I won't put in 2 or get 2 or have 2, but I have not seen a difference of adding 2 or 1 controllers in a bundle lot, you know, like that. So whether it be 1 or 2 controllers, it's not going to get anything more or less. It doesn't make it that much more or less desirable, in my experience. Maybe other folks have had different experience, but in my experience, that's how it's been. So like I said, I probably could have got away with just getting 1 controller and squeezing out another $15 profit, but it is what it is. It was a quick sale. I think I put it up like 2 weeks ago. So, and it's sold. Mad Cat multi-game adapter, RF adapter. That sold for $10. Free shipping on that. Some Vans and a Halo. Finally, one of these Halos sold. And the Vans. You've been selling some shoes lately. I like it. Okay. Yeah, I've been selling through some shoes lately, which is nice. So I sold one of these Halo guys. If y'all remember, you've been watching for a little while. I think maybe about a month ago I picked these up. I think like maybe even a little bit more than a month ago. But like 4 of them for, I think, $1 a piece, if I remember correctly, or $5 for the 4 or something like that, or maybe $6 for the 4. Anyway, this one just sold for $12.74 plus shipping. Was it $12.74? $12.59 plus shipping. And I got, so that basically now I'm already in the green now, and I got 3 more. So it'll take a while to sell them all, but they do sell. I've had those before actually, so they do sell. Then I don't sleep on Vans. I've sold a decent amount of Vans in my life, and I know some people talk trash about Vans. I don't get, like, if they look janky and they're rough shape, I'm not touching them. But if they're a little bit unique, like these had the curb half cab on them, which I've never seen before, and I was like, well, that looks different. I've never seen those before. Maybe those are like a special edition kind of deal. They sold for $38 plus shipping. So 38, don't sleep on Vans. 39 plus shipping, actually. 39 plus shipping. Now, granted, they are technically, I listed them as like new, mint condition, because they're pretty minty. I mean, they still got like the tag inside the sole. They're pretty nice condition. They've been worn, they're used, but they're in very nice condition. Almost new, basically. So $39 plus shipping. Like I said, Vans, I've sold the red ones with the lines in them before. I feel like the different colors do better than just the standard black, because everybody has the black. Well, I don't wear Vans, but the black are very abundant. But if you see like the checkered board ones, I've sold those before pretty quick. I've sold the red ones pretty quick after getting them. So if they're like a unique color like that, I would definitely consider picking them up. If they're just a regular black, if they've got the lines in them, I think they don't go for much money, but they do sell decently well, in my opinion, in my experience. You know, if you can pick them up for $3 or less for a pair of Vans that are in pretty good condition, you should be able to get flipping to $20 kind of thing, give or take. And then in some cases, depending if it's a special edition, a weird checkered print, a different color, you know, those things could then add more to, you know, bump you up to maybe 30, 40, depending on, again, condition and the type of design it has. So, anyway, don't sleep on Vans. I'm a believer in Vans. All right, next thing that sold was this jacket. It's about time. I've had this jacket for a while. I picked it up last yard sale season. Let me make sure this is the right one. Extra large chalk line. So this is old school. Washington Redskins chalk line windbreaker jacket. So a little old school action. If you've never seen chalk line before on the old school jackets, they go for decent money. This one sold for $45 plus shipping. I probably picked it up for $1. I can tell you no more than $5. I can tell you that for a fact. I wouldn't have paid no more than $5. It's nice when you know kind of what you pay, just because you know what you pay and what you don't pay for stuff. Like, I know I wouldn't have spent $1 over $5 on that. So I know I got it between $1 or $5. And I know chalk line. So there's your nugget, chalk line, older jackets. Obviously the old original starter jackets, and everybody knows that, or if you don't, now you do. The old school starter jackets, the old school pro line, the old school pro line, and there's another one. Why can't I think of it? I don't know. Drop it in the comments. There's some other brands from sports brands from Lee Sports was there you go, Lee Sports, and a Russell Athletic, which I think they still make stuff, but the old school Russell Athletics is pretty good too. Or old school, Russell Athletic. Every time I get the old school sweaters from the 90s, they always sell well, man. It doesn't matter who it is. Next thing that sold, 2 more items, then we'll get you guys out of here pretty quick today. Don't have a ton going on. So next thing up, and like I said, sales are going pretty good, man. I mean, every day this week since I started the promo. I started it Friday of this past Friday. It's been a week now since I've started it, and this past week has been bumping on eBay. It's been popping. It's been going. I've got an offer right now for something I just put up. Actually, 2 offers right now for something I just put up. Another backpack. I forget the name brand of it, so once it sells, you'll know. I'll share it. But another backpack and Xbox One, just an old school, just a regular Xbox one. So yeah, I just put both of those up this morning actually, and I already got offers on them. So we'll see. When I get offers right off the bat, I typically counter hard to pretty much my set price. Like I think I got the one backpack up for $200 because it's like a hiking backpack, and they offered me like 150. I said 190. So, I just put it up. So I'm not going to take much off. Now, if it's been sitting there for a few weeks, and I'll tell people this if they message me, I'll let them know, like, hey, if, I just put this item up and I've already got, quite a few eyeballs on it and watchers and things like that. I was like, I appreciate your offer. And this is pretty consistent across the board. I appreciate your offer, but right now I'm gonna hold firm. If I have this item still in like 30 days, you want to circle back and make me an offer for, like in this case, he offered me 150. I wouldn't take 150 in 30 days, but I would probably go to like 175. So, I would just make a offer back to him and say, hey, if it's still up in 30 days or 2 weeks, circle back with me and I may take less for sure. Maybe we can work something out kind of thing. Like I never put a dollar amount, but I put down maybe we can work something out because I'll certainly consider taking less at that time. And then I've had people circle back and we make a deal, and then never hear from other people, and it's fine. And it sells either way. So, but anyway, next thing it sold, $23 plus shipping, is the old Xbox 360 Wi-Fi adapter. So anytime I get Xbox 360, I always pull these off if they're on them and sell these separate, because these sell for $20+ all day long. And that's a little extra. You get a bundle of an Xbox. It's got this. It's got an extra hard drive. It's got 2 or 3 controllers. It's got some games, and $60. Awesome, perfect. This little piece right here is 20 of it. So it's always good to know kind of what goes for what. So when you see those bundles, you can kind of quickly add up what is it all go for. Boom, I know kind of an idea of what it should go for. You want 50 for it? Sure, we can work with that all day. So it's good to get quick like that when you know things up here. Obviously, as a new seller, it's hard to be that way. And obviously in other categories, I'm not that way. But the categories that I know, and the categories that, especially video games and sports stuff, I'm pretty good at. Cameras and electronics, I'm pretty good at. You can go right off your head and kind of like, okay, that's that should get about 300. They want 100 all day, yes. Or even they want 150. I can almost double my money. Sure, that's probably still a good way to go. Obviously, I don't like picking things up for like $5 to make 10 or $10 to make 20, but like I will certainly do 100 to make 200, 200 to make 400. So as that scale goes up, I'm more apt to put out more money because the double up just gets higher, if that makes sense. It doesn't, for 5 to make 10 after fees, I would make $2. But in the same respect, if I can get something for $200, so flip it for 4, I pay maybe 30 in fees. I make $170. So that I'll do that all day long. So anyway, another little nugget, food for thought. If your mind's not going that way and geared that way, that can certainly help you when you're out in the field, kind of have your mindset more in that way, and do kind of go that route. All right, the next thing that sold, which I think, where's it at? Should be right over here, I think. Yep. So, just picked this up. This is the one item I was just actually talking about. I sold this off like, I want to say 3 weeks ago, not even 3 weeks ago, in one of my videos. If you know, sealed dollar at a yard sale, sealed Star Wars VHS. I was like, I don't look stuff up, just that intuition. I'm like, man, I'm sure that goes for at least $30. You know what I mean? Well, sure enough, they can sell up to 50. I didn't go that aggressive, $49.99. I was thinking about it, but I ended up going $34.99 and not going so aggressive because like all the top sales were up there. Or there was only one sale that was up there. There wasn't any others. There was one sale for $59.99 a while back, and most of them were floating around that 30 range. So I was like, you know what? $34.99. We'll see what happens. 2 weeks later, boom, full price, no promo, no discount, no nothing. Straight $35 plus shipping. So awesome. That's it. That's all I got. Again, what was that? 7 sales for $430, $742. I think right now I'm at right at $1,800 for the week. Right at $1,800 for the week. And one thing I do want to mention, which is a good thing to think about when you're getting into this, and that, it's not talked about a lot, but you know, you got to realize that for every dollar you take home, there's typically $1 spent and then $1 given to eBay. So you're seeing a third of it almost. You know, obviously every situation is different depending what your sourcing costs are and things like that. But so it's just something that, you know, sometimes, so if you, in other words, if you make $1,000 a week, you know, you see about 350, you paid about 350, and eBay's getting about 350. You know, like, that's wild. I mean, it's a little bit, it's not quite that to that degree, you know, but still, you know, eBay takes almost like 20, it's not quite a third, it's like 24% ish once it's all said and done between fees and shipping, or fees really. I think shipping is included in that percentage, but I charge shipping, so it's, even though it's rolled up under that number, I don't technically pay that part of it. But yeah, it's just wild, man. It's wild. So, you know, you gotta, you know, if you want to make $100,000, you gotta have $300,000 in sales, 250-ish, you know, in sales. Because by the time you're purchasing, you're sourcing, and then your taxes and fees and whether you charge shipping or not, depending on whether, you know, how that's going for you. Yeah, so that's one thing to consider, you know, when you're getting into this and you want to go full time, like you got to hustle, man. You got to hustle. So, you know, if you want to make $1,000 a week or $1,000 a month just to kind of help pay bills because you have a full-time job, you just want to have a little extra cash to pay for that car payment, or maybe just pay your mortgage, pay your rent, or whatever the case is. You know, if you want an extra $500 a month, you got to put $1,500. You know, you got to just put in your mind that you got to sell about $1,500 a month to see about $500 or $600. And again, those numbers are off a bit for sure, but average, give or take, that's kind of where it's at. You know what I mean? So, anyway, just something else. I don't know why I threw that out there, because I was watching some YouTube guys last night, and that's kind of what they were talking about. And so I'm rambling and figured I'd share that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully your sales are going well. We kept this under 30 minutes, which is awesome. Hopefully you got a little something out of this. If tomorrow's there's some yard sales, there's always a chance you'll see me, but probably not till Monday. Well, actually you will see me, because I'm gonna drop this video tomorrow. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Make sure you subscribe if you got anything from this, or just enjoyed hanging out or hearing me ramble about whatever. Again, this is what we do every day for the most part. Unless I have zero sales, then you won't see me, or on the weekends, then you won't see me. Maybe, most likely not, but you never know. If I pick up some good stuff on a Saturday, you're going to see me, because I get excited. So, and I like to share that stuff. But have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see y'all probably Monday. Later, everybody.